Hey guys, welcome back to Honkai Star Rail. So we have the next character coming in patch 1.4 announced, and that is Topaz and Numby. Now this, honestly, they're bringing out the big guns. We'll talk a bit more about it, but I feel like 1.4 is going to be a dead patch because they're bringing out all the big guns in the characters. Obviously, JINGLIU, that's a huge fan favorite. I know Tectone's had a semi over this character based purely on the light cone forever, so I think this character is going to be another big one. I'm so torn. We'll talk about that in a sec because we really don't know much about Topaz at the moment. So, except that she's on the light cone. I think it's the preservation light cone that applies the burn is the one I'm thinking of. So, you know, light cones don't always represent the character on them. There's the dance, which, you know, has Clara on it and stuff like that. I think it also has Hook. So it doesn't really resemble it, but that's cool. She's a Hunt Fire 5-star. So let's, dude, the Warp Trotter just looks cooler than Warp Trotters look in the game, doesn't it? Like, this thing looks savage. Anyway, let's go in and find out a little bit about her because it is on this post a little bit. Extraterrestrial satellite communication, Topaz and Numby. Money is a means, not an end. Work should make you happy. That's the most fundamental principle. Topaz, senior manager of the Strategic Investment Department in the Interstellar Peace Corporation and leader of the Special Debts Picket Team. Dude, I'm struggling with words. This is a tongue twister. Already a member of the 10 Stone Hearts at a young age, Topaz's core stone is the Topaz of Debt Retrieval. Her partner, the Warp Trotter Numby, is also capable of acutely perceiving where riches are located. It can even perform jobs involving security, debt collection, and actuarial sciences. Dude, I don't know that word. I apologize. Presently, they are traversing the cosmos together, chasing down various debts and liabilities that negatively influence the IPC's commercial ventures. English voice actor Sam Slade. So, let's talk about Topaz. Topaz, I tell you what, it's another fire design. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, we might have to do a tier list for this between Topaz, JINGLIU, and Kafka. Because let's face it, it's all about the fun of the character. And honestly, as much as I love the JINGLIU design, depending on how this character plays. So, and if you guys have ever known me from any other gacha game, you know, the thing that I love above all other things in a character's design is a character having a companion or a pet. The other thing I like is bows. I'm a big fan of bows. I can't help it. But bows and pets, it probably stems back to my days of playing World of Warcraft, where the first ever character I made was a hunter, and I loved running around with a bow and arrow and a pet that would attack things for me. That's where this all stems from. I swear it is. But I love characters with pets. I'm curious to see how this pet will work because, I mean, you can't deny that this character, like, she's going to have the Warp Trotter in combat because Clara is just Clara, not Clara and Svarog. Jingyuan, dude, I saw, if you haven't looked it up, Tobias did a video about, like, the origin story of Mid-Yuan. It's quite entertaining. So, whatever you think about Jingyuan, don't cancel me for it. He's cool. I actually like the guy. But he is just Jingyuan. He's not Jingyuan and Lightning Lord. So Topaz and Numby. You have to be getting this as a character that you play with. So how is it going to work? Is it going to work like Jingyuan, where you have the follow-up attack where it's in the attack order and it's a follow-up attack? Or does it work something like Clara, where she's just sort of like they are one character, and when she goes to make an attack, the Warp Trotter does the attack for her, like a debt collecting attack where it like spits coins out and then I don't know. I'm just thinking Meowth Payday now. I'm just stuck in Pokemon mind. That's all I can really think about at this stage. But I'm really excited to see how this character will work based on the pet. What would be my absolute dream would be if the Warp Trotter was actually another character in the turn order, but you got to play as it. So it was kind of like you had 5 characters. That would be cool. That would be a cool design. I really want a character like that. So it's like she summons the Warp Trotter, then the Warp Trotter's there on the turn order, but when it's the Warp Trotter's turn, it doesn't just automatically happen. You get to use a skill point or something with the Warp Trotter. That would be cool. But what do we know about this character? Obviously, it is a fire unit and is from the hunt. So we can pretty much assume single target damage. We haven't seen any AoE hunt units yet outside of the niche of Zilla of getting extra turns where that allows her to do it. I mean, Dan to some extent as well has that if he kills an enemy. Once he's E4, I think it is, when he kills an enemy with his ultimate, he gains another turn. But besides that, you don't really have AoE capabilities in the hunt characters. When we look at Su Shang, when we look at Yang Qing, we don't get AoE. So honestly, something I've been thinking about a lot more in the game is like, I like destruction characters. I know we got a ton of them coming, but I think the destruction characters are just so well suited to it that they have, you know, some sort of AoE, but also good, strong primary target damage. You look at Blade, his ult, his enhanced basic attack. They both do bits of damage to the enemies as adjacent, but the primary damage is on the main target. And I feel like the more I play through like Memory of Chaos on an account where like Dan Hung's like one of my level 80s, the other one's Silver Wolf, and the other one is Kafka, funnily enough. You'll get a video on that one soon. But when I'm trying to do just trash waves and you've just got a single target, it just feels so bad trying to kill those things. And then especially when bosses have ads, whereas if you're running in with something that's AoE, you just absolutely clap that. And so that's sort of where Kafka came in, where she was really strong because she has the AoE clearing capability and then that single target. Whereas I think if you're running hunt characters now, especially, we'll have to see how Topaz works, but if it's more single target, then you really do need to bring something to deal with that AoE. The good thing is, if we look at fire synergy alone, obviously we've got Himiko, which is great for AoE. We've got Hook, which is cleave, but I think maybe we could get some really good synergies with that Himiko. And then, you know, if you have Himiko, we also have Asta. Obviously, we don't have a fire healer, but Asta is going to buff those fire units further. So maybe Asta with like these two and a healer could be a viable type option depending on synergies. Then you got Himiko to clear the AoE type stuff, and then she can nuke it. If she's going to do that, I think she'd also have to have some sort of self-buffing. That's something that I really like about someone like Qing Chui or QQ, that, you know, you don't have to bring as much like just support units for that one character to buff them up because she buffs herself up. So we'll have to wait and see what kind of stuff they have tied into this kit. But nonetheless, the design of this character is another top-notch one. I didn't expect, like, this, when I saw this picture, it's not what I expected from when I saw her on the light cone. Yes, it's obviously the same her that it is on the light cone, but it just looks, I don't know. You guys let me know what it is. But have they made a female character without a garter on? Like, when did this become a thing? I'm a bit of a boomer. I'm 33 now, but I feel like every character in this game has a garter. And I feel like even, I don't want to say, but I feel like even Clara does. And it's a little bit disturbing to me now that I think about that. But is that like a big fashion thing? You guys let me know. But honestly, another cool character. Me personally, depending on how the Warp Trotter plays, we'll have to wait and look at the live stream. Depending how the Warp Trotter plays, I honestly could be going for her instead of Jingliu, just purely off the Warp Trotter. I kind of want to go for Jingliu for the destruction type synergies and just to have another destruction unit, because I feel like they are like the most primed units that I personally enjoy at the moment. But I mean, I love pets. I can't help it. But anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts on Topaz and Numby. I love pets. It's too cool. The thing just looks way cooler than the ones do in the game. But we'll have to see how it plays. I reckon it's wicked. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.